right? So these are the application users. Application users are, for example, Scott, Mohit, James, right? These are all the application users. Anything which is not related to your application, they are the developers, for example. These are the users. Now, as sys, do you think you have pretty much everything that you can think of?
Yeah.
So sys and system, these two are the guys who are the owners of your database. Right? Now, as a owner, do you think you are allowed to create a user?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now, how do we log in? So if the task is, let's create a new user. Okay. So how do you, first of all, so now you know how to log in as Scott. If Scott needs to log in, Scott will say, I'm going to set my Oracle environment to my database, and once I'm done with that, I will just SQL plus Scott ABC 1, 2, 3, and then I'm all okay. Now, if I have to log in as sys, how are you going to do that? So to log in as sys, these are the steps that you are going to follow. The first one, .ora env. Second one, you are setting your database to batch 41. Then you will say SQL plus sys ABC 1, 2, 3. And then if you just do that, it will not allow you to log in. You will always have to type as sysdba. Now sysdba, think of this as you're saying, I am the owner. Basically you're saying as owner. So your exact command would be something like this. However, because you are already logged in as the Oracle owner, instead of going with something like that, it is easier if you do something like this. SQL plus / as sysdba. Now this is the magic command. As long as you work as a DBA, I'm pretty sure that you will be using this command multiple times every day. This will not prompt you for the password. Now I want all of you guys to log in as sys, and then once you are done with that, then you will be on the SQL plus prompt, and then I want you to type show user, and this should give you your user as sys. So let's try this, please. SQL plus
One step above.
Ora env
One step above.
Scott
Scott title.
the user.
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to try doing this now. Let's see what happens. So here I'm going to try Ora env, batch 40 or batch 41. I'm going to log in SQL plus sys ABC. Guys, look at this here. If I type in sys ABC 1, 2, 3 and hit enter, it will say no, you cannot do this, because every time you log in as sys, you have to provide as sysdba. Okay, you definitely have to do that. So I'm going to try this again. I will say SQL plus sys ABC 1, 2, 3 as sysdba, and I'm connected. Now, instead of giving the password, let's try / as sysdba, and there you go. Okay, so this is the magic command. Every single DBA who's going to log into the database, they are going to use this, and this is called internal login, because you switch your user to Oracle already. That's why you are able to log in internally without password. Okay, log in internally without the password. Now from here, if I want to connect to my user, you know how we switch your user from different user to different user on operating system? Is there any way I can switch my user? So I'm currently from outside, I'm currently connected to sys schema. From sys schema, I like to change it to my schema. How do I do that? In order for you to do this, you will have to say connect or just the first 4 letter. So you can say CONN and then Mohit M41 and it will prompt you for the password. You give the password. Or you can just say password in by providing the / right away and then you provide the password. So both of this will work. This will prompt you for the password and this will not prompt you for the password. But the bad thing about this is it is visible to everyone who is looking at your screen. So here let's see if we can quickly change our schema. So if you type in show schema, do you all see sys? Correct? Now I'm not going to connect Mohit M41. By the way, on the SQL Plus it is not case sensitive, only the DML part. So right now we are outside of DML. So here I will say ABC123 and if I type in show user, I'm connected as this particular user. Now remember, Oracle automatically, regardless of which case that you type in, it will automatically convert everything to uppercase and you can see the demo here. Okay, so here, how to log in as sys, you will use SQL Plus, sys ABC123, bad, SQL Plus, sys ABC123, as sysdba. I still think this is bad, and then usually we type in SQL Plus / as sysdba. This is magic. For internal login. Okay. Now, how to connect, how to change user to Oracle, or how to change your user in database. Okay. So you will say connect 41 or connect ABC 1, 2, 3, and then you type in show user. Are we all okay so far? Right? Fairly simple. Now, this time I'm going to show you how you can create your own user now. Remember how Bilal created your user and he gave you the password and everything. So now we want to learn how, as a DBA, we are going to, yesterday you were working as a developer, so you are creating tables, you're selecting queries and so on. Today our role is little changed now, so you're acting as a DBA and then you need to work as a DBA to create new users. So how exactly are we going to create new users? It's fairly simple. To create a table in SQL Plus, what statement are we going to use? Create table. Create table. To create a user, we are going to use create user. Okay. So first thing is log in as SQL as a DBA. Right? And then on the SQL Plus prompt, you type in create user username. So if I want to create my own user now, so I will create Mohit2 and then identified by password ABC123. And then you are going to unlock the account unlock. Okay, so create user username identified by the password, whatever the password that you want to give. If you are using special characters, then try to wrap this in double quotes. For example, @ or exclamation or parentheses. If you are using that, then you have to use the double quotes. Right now I'm not using it, so I'm just going to give a simple password in here, and then I'm going to say account unlock. By default, your account is always unlocked. Okay, so even if you execute identify by ABC123 and then you execute here, it is still unlocked. So if you want to do this separately, that's fine. If you want to keep it here, that's fine as well. Now once I'm done with that, then I have to provide a few other permissions. The first permission is, so now I'm going to use REM. Any line which starts with REM is just a remark, right? So I'm saying provide 2 permissions. What are those 2 permissions? 2 permissions here. The first one is called connect. If you give this permission to a user, user can basically create a session. So this is called a role. This particular role has a permission. This permission is called create session. So the user can log in. Okay. Then the second permission is called resource. Okay. This resource permission has bunch of extra permissions. So create table, create index, create type, create procedure, create trigger, create cluster, and so on. So there are about the first one. These are all the permissions. Okay. So here, create table, create index, create type, create procedure, create trigger. Now, do we actually need to know all of these? So there are about 7 or 8 permissions. So I was able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I think there is one more permission, or there could be one more permission here. Some XYZ, some XYZ. Now, out of all of these, if you are a developer, then you care for these permissions. If you are just a regular user, all you care is, am I able to create a session or no? Yes, I'm able to create a session. If I'm a developer, if I'm a regular user, do I create a table? Yes. That's the permission that I'm actually looking for. So I'm just going to create a regular user now, okay? And then we will try to connect. If I do not give the connect permission, the user cannot connect. If I did not give the resource permission, the user cannot create a table. So I want to give you a small demo now, okay? So please stop writing and then let's see if I can create a new user. Okay, I'm going to create a user, so I'm going to open up 2 sessions now, actually, so that we can look into the other one as well. So create user, Arshia, identified by ABC123. Now I can use the account unlock as well, but it is the default, so I'm just going to use this. Oh, I think. So connect sys as sysdba. Okay, so now if I type in show user, so I'm going to try to create this user now. Okay, now it says user is created, but can this user log into the database? SQL plus Arshia ABC 1 2 3. Look at that. It gives you the permission denied error saying that Arshia do not have the create session privilege. Fine. So here I'm going to say grant connect to Arshia. Now connect already has a permission called create session built in. This is provided by Oracle. So here if I try this, now can Arshia log into the database now? So we execute the same command again. Now she can log in to the database. Now can she create a new table? So let's try this. Create table T1 ID number. Insufficient privileges. Now I'm going to say grant resource to Arshia. Now can she try creating the table one more time? I think she has to exit out once and then log back in and then create table T1. Now the table is created. So every single user will need to have, if they are only there to connect to the database, this is it. You only say grant connect to the user. If you say that user is also going to create tables, then you will say a resource, because resource internally has about 7 or 8 more permissions. Okay, so here how do we do this? How to grant permissions to user? Well, the simple thing is grant whatever the permission 1, 2, 3 permissions to user. This is what the command is, to grant a permission. Now if I want to revoke a permission, let's say I have a permission grant A, grant B, grant C. Now I want to take away permission C from a user. So how to remove permission from user, right? So in that case I will say revoke in our case C from user. Okay, to grant a permission you will say grant whatever permission, either you can say 1, 2 or 3 or 5 or 10, whatever it is. Now each permission, now whenever we are saying permission, this could be a role A, role B, role C. Role A may have 2 permissions, role B may have 3 permissions, role C may have 4 permissions internally. Okay, so you can either give 1 permission individually or you can grant the entire role, and then we are going to discuss more on these roles and permissions later on in the class, but at this time I just want to give you the basics of it. Okay, there will be a whole week that we are going to talk about permissions and grants and roles, system privileges and all that. So at this point I just want to show you how you create a user. You create this, you execute this. Okay, how do we grant the basic permissions? Okay. How to grant basic permission to a user. Oh, I completely forgot one more permission. There should be 3 permissions, not 2. The third permission is we have to grant space. So here we will say unlimited table space. This would be another permission. So there are 3 permissions that we are giving: 1 to connect, 1 to write, 1 to create tables. So when the first thing is I'm able to create a table, I'm able to connect. The second thing is, can I create a table? When I create a table, I have to insert the data, right? To insert the data, I need to have the full unlimited table space grant to us. So how to grant basic permission to users? So there are 3 basic permissions. 3. Whenever I say basic permission, basic permissions, connect, resource, and unlimited table space. Okay, all you have to do is you just put in here. So grant, connect, comma, resource, comma, unlimited table space to Arshia. This is how you are going to grant the permission to that user. So let me try this now. Whenever you are creating a user, how to create a user. Create user, identified, okay. Grant 3 basic permissions to every user. Grant, connect, resource, unlimited table space to okay. Now outside of this, there are 3 more or 4 more permissions that you want to give as a regular user for this class. Not when you are going to work, you don't want to provide these permissions. Can I erase this now? So every user that we are creating in our class, we are going to grant these 3 basic permissions, and then there are 4 other permissions on top of this for our practice sessions that we are going to grant.
So what is the last on the bottom right?
Unlimited table space.
Unlimited table space. So those permissions, so 3 basics permission, connect, resource, and unlimited table space. Okay. So this by itself is a role, this by itself is a role, and this by itself is a permission. It's not a role. Now role is something that can hold multiple permissions together. So at this point, we can add few more permissions. So the first permission is called create role. So anyone who has this create role, they should be able to create a new role. Then create synonym, create sequence, and then create view. These are the additional permissions that we want. Okay. So this by itself is 1 permission, this by itself is 1 permission, this by itself is another permission, and then this is another permission. Whereas connect has 2 permissions, which is called create session and there is 1 more permission attached to this, whatever that is called. Okay. And then resource internally has 7 permissions. So the first one, the second one, the third one. So I have the fourth one, then I have the fifth, sixth, and then 7 permissions attached to it. Some of those permissions create table. This is the only one that we at this point is interested. There is one more, 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 there is one more. So anyone who has the, and then what you are basically going to do is this permission, this permission, this permission, this permission, this. You are combining all of these guys together to the user called Arshia. So how can we exactly do this? In one grant statement, you can do this. Grant, the first one, connect, comma, resource, comma, unlimited table space, comma, create role, create synonym, create sequence, and then create view. To Arshia. Now, if you want to revoke the permission, instead of grant, you will say revoke. Revoke, and instead of the word to, you are going to use the word from. So I'm going to add a few more permissions in here. Grant, create sequence, create synonym, create view to Arshia, and I can basically connect all of these guys together here as well. So grant connect. Actually, let me just keep it separate. How to remove permissions from user. Revoke, permission 1, permission 2, permission 3, and so on from user. Okay, so what I want you to do is, I want you to create 5 users with your name and grant all these permissions to all those 5 users. However, I can show you, okay, let's do that. Let's create 5 users. So if I have to create, I will say Mohit 1, Mohit 2, Mohit 3, Mohit 4, Mohit 5, right? So you pick your name for a first name and then add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if we can do this really quick. And I'm going to show you how I would do it if I have to do it. I can erase this now, right?
Create the user in sys or in
This is all sys. You cannot do this as a regular user.
Okay. with the permission, yeah? PS5 user with the permission.
Exactly. With those 8 permissions. Or 7, I should say.
You have to log in as a SysDBA. No, you have to put SysDBA here as well. Just do it the other way, it's easier. SQL plus / space. No, SysDBA. No. And now to show you. Oh, you know, you have to exit out because you already SQL. Or you can do connect. Do connect. Space. SysDB. ABC. Now do show user. Exit out. That's what I did. I don't know, connect doesn't work. Now log in as SysDB, so skill plus. Forward slash. SysDB. Yeah, now do show you. So now just do the create user. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so are we all done creating our users?
No.
Can I show you a shortcut of creating a user?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how about if I say create user ampersand username identified by ABC123. So actually let me do this. Actually I will say Mohit ampersand number identified by ABC123. Now it is going to ask me for the first number. 1, a user is created. 2, a user is created. 3, a user is created. 4, a user is created. 5, a user is created. How did we do that? We used the help of the ampersand. Ampersand will basically prompt me So I know the user, I'm going to, all my users are going to have the first 4 letters Mohit.
Right.
And then this is the only one that I need to replace. So I'm going to use ampersand number. So it is going to prompt me. It will say, which user do you want to create? Enter value for number 5. So now it has replaced this number with 5 now. So in just one statement, I'm just keep re-executing it to create all my 5 users. Right? So our statement should be create user Mohit ampersand give me the number, and then it should prompt me. So I'm just going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It should create all these users. So the first time it prompts me, I'm going to give 1. The second time it prompts me, I'm going to give the 2. Third time, 3. And then fourth time, I will use 4. And finally, we use 5. That's it. It should create all this. Now I have to grant all this permission to these users. So at this point, I can say Mohit 1 and then execute right here. Instead of that, I will say Mohit 2, comma, Mohit 3, Mohit 4, and then Mohit 5. So here connect, grant connect, resource, unlimited table space, create sequence, create role, create synonym, create view to this particular user. To which user? Mohit 1, Mohit 2, Mohit 3, Mohit 4, Mohit 5. So if I execute this now, there you go. And just one statement to create the user, one statement to grant the permissions. And I have provided all the permissions to all 5 users. Now this is the time. Anyone confused with this? Because this is the time. Yes, go ahead. You have some question?
Sir, I'm trying to type the same create user Akbar and person number identify basic. Give me the number. I put 1, but say insufficient resources.
Because you are trying to create your user as a regular user. You need to log in as sys. When you type show user, which user it is showing you? Now remember, all these permissions, creating user, dropping user, all these different things, we can only do this as a sysdba, as sys.
Akbar underscore W.
Right. So you are not a DBA. You are just a regular user. So you need to switch your user to sys first before you actually do this. The next thing that I'm going to step you into is extremely important. As a DBA, every DBA is expected to know something called Oracle dictionaries. Okay. Now Oracle dictionary is nothing but you are asking Oracle database to give you the information about the database. Okay. So for example, how many databases, what is the name of the database, where it is writing to, how many users are there, what permissions the user has, what is the status of the user, all these different things you are asking your Oracle to basically give that back to you. Every time you are adding anything in the database, every time you are creating, every time you are dropping anything, every time you are altering anything, deleting anything, Oracle is going to write that information into Oracle tables. Okay, so Oracle tables, and as a DBA, the dictionaries are stored into something called DBA underscore different names. For example, if you want to find out about tables, all the tables, it is DBA underscore tables. You will query, you will describe DBA underscore tables, and you pick the columns. Here, if you want to find out about all the views, DBA underscore views. If you want to find out about all the DBA or all the users, then you will use DBA underscore users. So at this time, because we have created our user, we want to find out if the user exists or no. We want to verify that user, right? So if I want to find out about tables, which dictionary I'm going to use? DB underscore tables. And then I'm going to say describe DB underscore tables. It will give me all these columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all these columns. And I say, oh, you know what? I want to pick this column. I want to pick this column, and then I want to pick this column. So I'm going to write select statement. Select this particular column, comma this column, comma this column from which dictionary? DB underscore tables. Right? This is how I'm going to pull that information. If I want to find out, hey, did I create a view? Called, remember yesterday we created a view? So if I want to create a view, so I will say describe this, and then it will give me, oh, these are the columns that you can pick, and I'll start picking that. Select this from DB underscore views. If I want to find out about users, and I'll say describe DB underscore users, and pick whatever that I want, and then from the DB underscore users. So let me show you how we can actually find out from this particular dictionary now. So first thing first, how to pull users information from Oracle dictionary. Or actually, let me do this. Which Oracle dictionary holds users information, which is DB underscore users. Now, how to pull this information? The very first thing I would like to do is describe DB underscore users. So let me try this now. Look at all this now. So I have the username, I have the user ID, password, account status, log date, expiry, all this, when was it created, all these different things that I can pick in. So what I'm going to do is, I will say, okay, select the first thing. I want the username, comma, what is the, when was it created? When was this user created? And then I will say, what is the account status from DB underscore users, where, now I'm going to put the condition, where username like Mohit. Now because this is a DML now, DML has to be case sensitive, right? So Mohit percentage. So now it should list me all the users that starts with Mohit. Now I have to start, because now it is overlapping, I'm going to restrict the username to only 4 letters or a few letters. So column username format A20, and then set line size 200, set page size 200, and then we try this one more time. Or user, I'm going to use 16. Let's try this. And I'm going to clear screen, I'm going to add that in front. There you go. The first user was created on March 31st, and I just created all these different users now. Now, can I put this in order by? Can I use the order by,
Yes.
the first column? So I'm just going to try, rewrite my SQL, and I will say, okay, let's try putting everything in order by. Order by the first column. There you go. Let's see if we can plug this in. So we are basically using DBA underscore users. It's the dictionary that records all the users. And I'm going to say, I'm only interested in the username, when was it created, and what is the account status. If it says open, that means the user can read and write. Basically, user can log into the database. So let's see if we can pull this information now. I want everyone to pull this information and post it on WhatsApp screen. So let's see how many users we have created. Remember, the username Oracle dictionaries are always in caps. So when you say username like, then you have to put your username in all caps. So Zenera, you are putting your name in small cases or mixed cases. So make sure you put that in caps. Because anything which is under single quotes, not the double quotes, anything that is under single quotes is case sensitive, is part of the DML. Now create user, is it a DDL or DML?
DML.
Create user, is it DDL or DML? Create table, is it DDL or DML?
DDL.
DDL. Anything that starts with create is a DDL automatically. And I have not used any commit or rollback yet, right? That means everything is automatic commit. So any statement in SQL that starts with create, create table, create view, create user, create type, create trigger, create procedure, anything that starts with create is automatic commit. So it is part of the DDL. Now I want all of you. Now I want all of you to copy this and put this into a file, whatever the file name that ends with .sql. So if I have to do this in my temporary location, I will go and then copy this into a file. So how exactly I'm going to do that? So I will clear screen CD to temp, and I will use vi check users Mohit.sql, because we don't want to use this check SQL for everyone, check user for everyone, and then go into the insert mode by pressing I and then paste the output in here. Right, so let me just copy this and then we paste it here, and I'm going to save this. So all I have to do now is @/tmp check user Mohit.sql, and it should give me what I'm looking for. Okay, because we will be reusing the same SQL over and over again, I want you to save this into the temporary location. So let's see how many of you have actually did this into a temporary location. So I'm going to look into that now. So I'm going to go to the temp location. ls-ltr, anything with ends with .sql. So start your SQL with check user. So I'm going to actually look into ls-ltr check user, this. Okay, so I have only 2 users who actually did this, I want all of us to create a file. How to create a script called check user Mohit.sql in temp. So first thing is cd to temp vi and then check user Mohit.sql. Press I to go to insert mode. Right click to paste the SQL. Press escape to go to escape mode. :WQ exclamation to save. Then log into database as sys. And then run the script. So here if you are exit out of SQL, if you are inside the SQL plus. These are the steps. So let me check how many of us are done with that. So we have these users so far. So the SQL, the idea is the SQL that you are going to reuse very often, always create a script from it.
I knew how to do that.
Okay.
Sure, because I did it, and I know it's not like bringing up my name or whatever the user created, my own name.
Where
So
is
try it both ways.
No, go back to your code. Is this your code? You didn't execute this with a semicolon.
Before this? Oh, yes. and
Try
now-
executing it.
Okay.
And order by, there is a space between order and by.
Oh, that's
Try now. And then this has to be in caps.
sure.
So just-
I did with caps, then I started with
Yeah,
this.
just type in MUN. I think you're the only one. So just if you just use MUN
And
and then percentage, try that. And then, you know, one thing that I like to advise you is try to format it in a good way. You just don't want to do this. So for example, this select, all the keywords will have to be, keep that on extremely left, and then the other ones should be in right. It is easier for you to read, especially for the starters, right? So if you are making any mistake, it is easier for you to capture this right away.
Oh,
Okay, try copy pasting this now. And then hit enter twice because I think it's already in SQL. No, not there. So come back in here and then right click. Hit enter. DB underscore users with S.
users.
So go back to there. And there's DB underscore users. Now use Control A. Try to use, instead of mouse, try using it. So Control A to highlight everything. Control C. And then Alt Tab.
Alt, just alt.
Just no, use your thumb and then tab. Alt Tab. Press Alt Tab. No, first Alt and then Tab. No. Wait. Alt Tab.
Okay.
So you keep pressing. So wherever you want to leave, and then here you just right click. Hit enter. Now you didn't use the column settings for username. So set line size to 200, page size to 200, column username to A40 or something, A10.
Okay.
You good?
जी ये जो BI में लिखा आपने check user underscore moid dot
Uh-huh.
SQL तो I'm gonna do it that way because I think हमने तो वो password डालना होता है ना
No, no, no.
I'm
Why?
gonna do this way जैसे आपने लिखा है Zonera dash मतलब
Right. So are you in the temp location?
I'm in templation
Okay, so you just use vi
Right.
check user underscore your username dot sql.
Oh.
It will open a new file.
oh
मैं अपने
right
And then once you run this, I want you to send me a screenshot on the group saying that I ran this script and it gave me the output. So I want add the script name and then the output screenshot. db underscore users. So first thing, so before you actually create the script, run your SQL to make sure that it is working fine. And then only at that point you create the script. Okay, run this now. So just right click, enter. Now which user you are currently logged in as? Type in show user. Do you think this user has permissions? No, this is only Oracle DBA dictionaries. Right, so connect, no, go back. Connect sys as sysdba. Hit enter, give the password. Okay, now type in show user. Okay, now run the script again.
Even me.
हाँ बदलेंगे शेयर करेंगे
Now you didn't, in your script, you did not do that. You did not set your line size, page size, username. So make sure your user script has that.
इसी की
समझ गई जो पहले हुआ वो ही हुआ
Okay. Your script should have all these lines.
आपका नोटपैड है उसको बनवा लीजिए
user is created.
बिल्कुल ऐसे space table space identifier space line space abc.
Okay. So this is what we want. Make sure when you press I to go to the insert mode, you want to do all of these. Okay. So let me just remove the clear screen. We don't want the clear screen to be there. So make sure you have the set line size, page size, and then username to this. So if I run this now, this is the screenshot that I want.
Check with your phone. There's a button.
I'm on that screen now.
So let me check how many files do I have now. I have 13. We need more. Okay, so we still have 13.
मुझे भी वो दूसरी स्कीम लगा देंगे पहले में थैंक यू
Yeah, yeah. So you have to exit out.
I'm testing this on WhatsApp now.
Press Q. Press yes. Setting escape. Press command.
Follow that. You made it in time?
This is
आपने क्या क्या बनाया?
Automatically.
Okay, but did you make the script? Okay, so make that.
go to the SQL. Go to the working environment. No, that'd be batch 41. Easy. Batch 41. Yeah. No, you're not in batch 41.
Sunera, are we missing your user 1 and 2?
You now click whoever.
Yes.
Can you
Should I
create those two
create?
users?
CD to tell. Now do the VI editor. VI. Space. VI. Go space. Check user. Now you have to make the user check in. Underscore. Enter.
Alright, let's see if we can lock the user now. Right? If I run this script, so how many do we have now? We got 16.
Paste cards.
Good. We still need a few more. Now this time, okay guys, let's just stop whatever you're doing. This is the script that we want to run, right? That will show me where I stand in here. But here I'm going to log in and see if I can lock a user. So lock that user, we will say alter Now, I don't think we have ever worked with the alter command yet. Alter is another DDL, so it's automatic command, so there is no rollback. So here we are saying, the way we say create user, now we say alter user. So alter user username identified by AB, or how to log this user. Alter user username account log. That's it. So let's see if I can execute that. And I'm going to re-execute this command, and it should say the user is locked. Okay. Now, how do we unlock the user? Fairly simple. We just say how to unlock the user, and here we'll say alter user username account unlock. Let me try this now. I'm going to execute this, and then if we re-execute this, the account is open. So to lock a user, we say alter user username account lock. To unlock a user, alter user username account unlock. How do you expire a password? Sometimes you have to force, you have the policy that you need every user should change the password at least one times every 60 days. So now sometimes you have to forcefully change the password now, or ask the user to change the password. How do we do that? Let's see how we can expire a password. How to expire a password. Alter user username, expire account, I think. Yeah, account expire, one of these two. Let me try this. Okay, so we will say account expire. Let's try this now. Account, right, so alter user, how do you expire? Let me check. Oh, password expired. So here, password expired. So I'm going to try this now. And let's see what happens here. The password is expired. Okay. Now let's see if this user is trying to log in. So Mohit use. So I will say SQL plus Mohit1 ABC123, and it says the password is expired, and then the user is forced now to use a new password. This is how you are going to expire a password. So whatever their existing password is, as soon as the user log in with that particular password, it prompts to change the password right away. Does that make sense? Okay. Let's see if you can do this, please. So try locking a user, unlocking a user, and try to expire a password, and see from the other terminal if as a user you can change the password.
only uses one time. That's what we only uses one time. I use it. Is that wrong?
Did you write in the notepad?
I see that Facebook in the marketplace. Some lady, she,
Same one?
yes, $75.
You have to
I took it first, and then
Huh?
So right click, so in VI into this,
just go to marketplace. Database.
press right click, paste the SQL. So to paste the SQL, you should have an SQL built in already.
Oh, yeah, it's my daughter.
Go back.
Oh, yeah.
This is the SQL that we are talking.
Yeah, just buy it.
So after you press the insert mode, this is what you need to already have that copy.
I said you must-
Press I to. So this
You can buy it now, you know, if she has it.
in here.
Yeah, she has it at my.
You can keep it if you want to.
No,
You
no,
want to
no.
use it?
Right, so
Yeah, they have one in Burns Brook.
and this is
Yeah, one in Burns
very
Brook.
memory.
Just buy it.
So you just need to write this in notepad first, copy it, and then paste it. Okay.
I'm connected to my cloud. I have changed the password. The password change. No, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, she messaged me. She said,
दूसरे यूजर के लिए वो तो वाला तो अभी हम
she's told it to me.
So how do you unexpire a password?
Your account unlock, password unlock.
No, that is to unlock. It is not locked, it is just expired.
Password is expired. How do you check that?
Change the password.
Change the password to unexpire a password. Expired password means it's basically forcing you to change the password. So as soon as you change the password, it is automatically unexpired.
You just log in, he will ask you for a new password.
If you want to do restriction
You
for
understand?
every
He said
Then you have to create a profile. I'm going to show you how we can do that.
Unexpired.
You can.
She said, she's like 5 minutes. She's like 5 minutes. Really? That's it. Yeah. He's like, that's what they're doing. Too much snow. It's supposed to be only 3 inches. It's crazy. Yeah, it's too much snow now.
Next week. Sure.
Now let's say, okay guys, let's just come back in here. Now, if so what is the account status? So let's see if the user can change the password. ABCD1234, ABCD1234, password is changed. Now if I re-execute this, account is automatically unlocked. So how do we unexpire a password? Right? Just change the password. how do we change the password? There are a few ways you can do this, right? How to change password as DBA. So as DBA, if you have to change a password, you can say alter username identified by ABCD1234. So basically, as a DBA, if you want to change a password, alter user, whichever username that you want to change the password, identified by the new password. Now, if you're using any special characters, use the double quotation. So here, let's try this. Let's see, as a DBA, can I change the password? Yes. Now I'm going to log in as that particular user. SQL plus Mohit1 ABC123 ABCD1234. Now I'm connected. Now as a user, guys, this is important. As a user, there are calls. As a DBA, somebody is going to call you and say, hey, we need to, our account is locked, can you unlock? You do it. They say, okay, can you change? Nobody's going to ask you to change the password because they like to keep the password same. You know, if just imagine Gmail is asking you to change the password every 30 days. It will be hard for you, right? So they are not going to force you unless and until you are actually in a organization where it is necessary. For example, any financial organization or any insurance organization, or if you are working for a government. So in that case, they are going to force you to change the password. So sometimes the DBA is just going to execute this, and then sometimes you have to execute it on your SQL plus. So if you want to change, as a regular user, if you want to change the password, all you have to do is just type in password, and it will prompt you to change the new password. Okay, so as a regular user, if you want to change the password, we will just type in password, and then it will prompt you for the new password, as it did here. So it will prompt you for the old password, and then it will prompt you for the new password. Are we okay so far?
Yes.
Now, how do we drop a user?
Drop user and then
Drop user, username, and then the cascade, the word. So for example, I have, let me run this script again, /tmp. What was the script name?
check user underscore.
Check user underscore Mohit.sql. I have these users. If I want to change, if I want to drop a user, then we are going to say drop user Mohit5 cascade. That means anything that particular user has, drop everything, even the permissions, everything. So if I use that, and if I re-execute this, user 5 is gone now. So how do we drop a user? Drop user, username, cascade. Okay. Okay guys, are we all okay now? I want to step into the next thing now. So I'm sure that we are going to come back to this about the roles, permissions, privileges, and then the users in next few weeks. At this point, I want all of you to switch your user to a user called Scott. Okay? And the password is default. So here, let's come back. I'm going to say whichever user, I don't care. I'm going to ABC123 and show user, and I have this. Are we all okay so far?
Yes.
Okay. So clear screen, show user, set line size to 200, set page size to 200, and then we say select a star from a table called EMP, employee. and we are seeing all the employee information from this particular user now. So this is how I do it. Just connect to Spot user, connect Spot, show user, and then we set our line size to 200, set page size to 200, and then we say select star from EMP, and this is what I'm seeing now. Okay, now this particular table has employee numbers, e-name, employee name, their job, who is their manager ID, when was their hire date, their salary, the commission, and then the department number. Any question with this so far? So we are going to start looking into the employee information based on this particular table. So far, okay? Now all I want you to do is list me all the employees and then their salaries. That's it. List me all the employees and then their salaries. Let's do this. List all employees and their salaries. So what do you think the command would be? Select
E-name.
e-name and then sal from EMP. Alright, so let's try this now. There you go. Fairly simple. Do you all think so? Employee name and then their salary. However, I still think that there are a few things that are missing. I also want to have the department number as well. So do you think we can add another column called department number? Yes?
Yeah.
Naz, what are you doing? Did you run this query? Are you sure? Can I check? Okay, so here I'm going to simply add one more column in here. I will say department number. Alright, let's do this. I still think that the department number should be on the extreme left instead of the right. So I'm going to fix this one more time. I will say department number, why don't you come to the first, and let's reorganize our commas, do not leave any empty lines, and then we are going to execute this. Now I'm going to say order this by department number. Order this by department number so that we can see all the employees in order by department number. Okay, let's try this. Now we have this, order by the department number. Now if you start looking into this here, these are the employees from department 10, these are the employees from department 20, and that is the employee from department 30. Guys, instead of writing, I think I want you to focus here, please. There are three different departments in employee, department 10, 20, 30. And then I said order by the department number, and it gave me order based on the department number. Now in each department, I want the topmost salary to go on top and then the lowest salary to go down. What do you think I should be doing? So here I said order by department number. Now department number is by default is in ascending. Can I say salary in descending now?
Yes.
Right? That way it will give me everything in order by department number, and then in department, the whoever is making the most salary should go up, and then this should go down. So let's see if I can add that. Ascending, I don't really need to type in ascending because by default it is in ascending, and then I will say salary descending. Let's try this.
Now if you look into here, we are actually seeing the salaries from going from top to bottom, right? Do you see that? Okay. Now can I, instead of repeating this, can I simply break a line between the departments?
Yes.
So all I have to do is I will just have to type in break on department number and then skip one line. That's it. So break on department number, and as soon as there is a new department that starts, skip one line. So let me try this now. So break on department number, skip one, and then I'm going to re-execute this. Maisa, why are you not coming in on your seat? Let's come here. Okay, so department, now we have a new line. In here now, right? So we are organizing these now. So for the department number, do you think I can reduce some of the column size? For the salary, do you think I can reduce the salary?
Yes.
But what exactly does this mean? Is this in Indian rupees? Is this in dollar? Is this in yen? Is this in real? We don't know. Don't you think it would be better for me if I can somehow organize and put a currency right in front of it with the number? So for that, I have to format a column called salary, because it is under the salary column. So how do I do that? I can simply say column salary format and then put a dollar in front and then format it in this way: 999, 999, put a comma, and then 99. So now what it will do is it will start everything from the left and then move forward and make sure everything starts with a dollar. So let's see if we can do this so that we have all the numbers organized. So here we will come back and we say column format, column called salary, format $999, comma 999, dot 99. And then we want to re-execute the query again. There you go. Now this makes more sense, don't you think?
See those? I'm here.
Now when you do this, any of the SQL formatting is only temporarily. As soon as you exit out, they are gone. You are not changing anything. Anytime you select anything, you are just reading the raw data and then you are formatting it in the way that you want it to be formatted. But that does not mean that it is writing anything to the disk. So it is altering anything. Unless you actually use the insert, update or delete or alter, it is not going to change anything. It is just keeping the raw data on the disk and you are formatting it in a way on how you want to get it. So far okay? Now let's talk about something called Oracle functions, and this is important. So let's see how many functions Oracle already has pre-built in. Functions mean
Oracle has already worked on your behalf, and it has given a name. So all you have to do is just use that name. So Oracle functions. So think of the functions as the programming. Oracle has already made the programs. So one of the first function is called min. It will give you the minimum value. Other function Oracle has is called max. Let's see how we can get the maximum value. The other function that Oracle has is something called average, AVG. Okay. There is another function that Oracle has, sum. It will total up all the value. Okay. There is another function that Oracle has which is called round. We already looked at the round function yesterday, correct? There are other functions that Oracle has which is called length. It will give you the length, basically count the number of bytes, and we will look into that. There is another function Oracle has which is called count. Count of everything. We can use that. So these are some of the functions that I can think of. Going forward, we can add more functions to this. Are we okay so far? Okay. So let's see what is the minimum value what we have in our table. So I'm going to clear my bricks. By the way, how do you clear the bricks? You can type in clear bricks. Right? How to clear bricks. How to clear column settings. Type in clear column. Okay. Now let me clear the bricks now. That way if I re-execute this, all the values came back. And if I want to clear the column settings, I can do this, re-execute this, all the column values are gone now. So now at this point, if I run this select star from EMP query, select start from EMP, I have all these values in here. Are we okay so far? Right? Now, among all of these, what is the minimum value? To check the minimum value, we type in select minimum of sal from EMP. So let me try this. So if I do this, minimum of sal is this. However, what we want to do is, we actually want to give a name as minimum salary from EMP. That way I can know exactly what is going on. The minimum salary is this. I'm going to try, instead of min sal, now I can sal what is the maximum salary. So let me try this. 5,000, perfect, no problem. And now let's see what is the average salary. Average salary. You know how it takes the average, right? It counts all of them and then divide that by number of values. So average salary is this much for each employee. Now let's say what is the total salary, sum of sal, every month that we are paying. 30975. Right? So we can see how we can start using all those functions. Now is there any way I can combine all these functions? So let's see if we can do this. I'm going to say select minimum of sal, maximum of sal, comma, average sal, comma, sum of sal. Alright, let's try this now. There you go. So now I am producing a report. Minimum of sal, maximum sal, average sal, and total sal. If I use a function, so now is it pretty clear for you what is these functions are? Right? So whatever my condition is, it is going to give me what is the minimum sal of this. So if I want to add a condition, what is the minimum sal of department 10? Then I have to say where department number equal to 10. So then it will look at the minimum salary of department 10 only. Okay. So if I want to add more functions, I can, or more conditions, I can use with the help of where. Now count is basically giving you number of rows. There are a lot of students I have seen, there are a lot of other, even at my professional world I have seen, there are people who get confused between the sum and then the count. Sum is the total sum of all the values in a column, whereas the count is number of rows. So if I type in select count of everything from EMP, it will give me there are 13 or 14 employees that are there. Then I say, no, you know what, instead of the from the EMP where department number equal to 3 or department number equal to 10, then it will give me the count of all the employees where the department number equal to 10. So let's try this. Let's try the count function now. So here I'm going to try this. Select count from EMP. That's it. 14. So here I can add as total employees. Right? So I'm going to add this in here. Total employees. Number 14. Now, if I want to add this into our existing, so I will say this, comma. So now I get the count of total employees, what is their minimum salary, maximum salary, average salary, and total salary. So let's try this. Now my report has pretty much everything. It has total employees, what is their minimum salary, what is their maximum salary, what is their average salary, what is their total salary.
For a department, just department.
Sorry?
For a C, just only for department.
Then you have to use the
where.
So where condition. So here I will say, if I'm only looking at where department number equal to 30, for example, then it is just going to show me for the department 30. Department 30 has 6 employees. This is their minimum salary, this is their maximum salary, this is their average salary, and department 30 every month is paying $10,710. $10,710. Now, do you think on each of this column I can set it so that it can give me the dollar value?
Yes.
Right? So let's see if I can format this before I execute this. So I'm going to say column minimum salary format $999 $999.99. Maximum, average, and then total. So I'm going to try this, and then I'm going to re-execute the same thing here. So I'm going to clear the screen first, clear SCR, and then let's see if I can run this. There you go.
Well, I'll leave. I'll tell you why. Probably. I'll leave the book.
Okay, let's run this really quick if you have not already ran this yet. And then tell me what is the minimum salary for department 10, 20, 30 as well. So see if you can put the condition there. And once you're done with that, I want you to give me the minimum, maximum, average, and total salary of all accountants. All accountants, not the department number, but just accountant. Everyone who is working as accountant. So you think you are satisfied with this report now? I think it is giving me everything that what I'm looking for. It is giving me how many employees are there, what is their minimum salary, what maximum salary, total average salary per employee. So if I want to add a new employee, chances are that I'm going to pay almost $2,200 extra for every employee that I'm going to add, and every month I'm paying about $31,000, right? Now, I think it would be nice if I can add a title to every page. So maybe this is just 1 or 2 liner here, but maybe there are sometimes that report that you want to generate, which is going to have 200 pages. So it will be better for me to put a heading on each page, at the bottom of the page. So top of the a title on the top, a title at the bottom. So let's see if we can actually do that in here. So to do that, we are going to use the SQL formatting again. So here, for the top of the title, so here this is my top here, and then this is my bottom of the page here. So, but before I do that, I want to set my line size back to 80. Set line size back to 80, and then set page size back to 14. Okay, let's just assume that we are using these settings. If I want to add anything in here, I have to use top title. And then we use, let's say if we want to put that on the center, we use center. Okay, so for the top title, we use T title, and then we will say center. Okay, for the bottom title, we use B title. And then if we want to put the center, we use the center. Okay. Now, I want to use this and then use the next line below this to put the title. If I want to continue in the same line, I can just use the single quotation, put the title here, and with the single quotation. Use the same thing here, and it here. So what would be the title? Employee reports. Employees report. Okay, and then here, end of employees report. So let's see if we can do this. So that way it can show me the header, and then header of the title and the bottom of the footer as well. So here I'm going to use top title, center, and then start using begin of employees report. Okay, and then B title, center, end of employees report. Okay, now I'm going to re-execute the query again, and then wait a minute, set line size back to 80, set page size back to 14, and I'm going to re-execute the query again. There you go. Now this is easier for me to print now. Now in our case, this is only 1 line. If I want to add more lines, I can do that as well. Maybe, for example, maybe the question would be, why not give me these values per department? So how many employees are there in department 10, 20, 30? And then what is their minimum salary? What is their maximum salary? What is their average salary? What is their total salary? Right? Somebody may ask me this. Instead of giving me all employees, why not break it down by department number? So for the SQL formatting, we want to use something like this. How to add a header. How to add a footer. So example is this.
But be sure, before you do that, set line size to 80, set page size back to 14. So T title is top title, B title is bottom title. So basically header and footer.
They have to be capital.
No. Are we okay so far?
Yes.
Can I start something new now?
Sure.
All right, let's go back to our SQL and I want you to execute this. Select EMP-NO, or sorry, E-name and department number from EMP, order by department number. Can you all execute this, please? So let's do this. So I'm going to clear my settings. So set lines are actually clear titles. Clear. How do I clear the title? Okay, so it is T title off, B title off. This is how you clear your title settings. So let me write this. I will clear header and T title off, B title off. Okay, so I'm going to run this query again, and then maybe I'll set my line size back to 200, set page size back to 200. All right, I'm going to re-execute this query. If you look into this, this is what we have. Now this is something, what I'm going to show you now, this is something that most of my students get confused. So I want you to focus here, please. Now if I start looking into this, look at these values in here. So we have 3 of the employees in here, we have this many employees in here, 5 employees in here, and I have 6 employees in here. So can I say, perhaps, give me select count. So let's say, how about this one? Select department number, right? Let me just reverse this. So department number and then the e-name. So here we'll
say department number and name. So here I'm going to say select department number and then give me the total count of that department. So if I use from EMP, do you think this will work? I'm saying give me the department number and give me the total count. So department number 10 and total count is 1, 2, 3. So basically I want the department number 10 has 3 employees. Department number 20 has 5 employees. Department 30 has 6 employees. I want a report like that, not the names. So what I have to do is, basically can I say, I'm grouping by the department number?
Yes.
Right? I'm grouping them. So I want the count from here and then group by the department number. So here I will say from EMP, now we are introducing something new. We are saying, I want you to use this function. However, the group by should be by the department number. So here I will say group by department number. So whenever you are using the count function, always group it by the department number. So count by this group, right? Count, you run this function based on the value of what you are grouping by this one. So let me see if I can do this really quick. I will say select department number, count star from EMP. And then I will say order by, or actually group by EMP, or group by department number. So let's execute this one here. There you go. And then I can give whatever the name that I want and order by. So here I can say order by department number. Count star as total employees. So let's try to run this. There you go. So what did I do? I said select department number. I said count star, right, from EMP where, or not where, group by department number, and then put them in order. Order by department number. Okay, so we are using this function, but don't give me the function of all employees. Group them by the department number. Now if I can use the count star function, can I not use the min function here? Give me the minimum salary by department number. So 10, what is the minimum salary? 20, what is the minimum salary? I can also say select department number, count star, minimum salary, maximum salary, average salary, sum of salaries from EMP, group by department number. So each member, each department will have its own report now. Did you get these values in here?
Yes.
Okay. So remember we have a report earlier. Now I want to use that report with the help of the group by, so that we can actually define which group has how many employees and so on, which department has how many employees. So if I go back in here, I'm going to use this. Basically, all I'm doing here now is I'm going to add the department number, DEPTNO, right? And then here I'm going to say group by department number, and then we are just going to use order by department number. So I'm going to try this now. So Department 10 has 3 employees, and this is the salary stats. Department 20 has 5 employees, this is the salary stat. Department 30 has 6 employees, the minimum is this is how much, maximum on an average we are paying this much, total salary I'm paying this much. All I did was the magic thing that we did here was we added the department number here, and then we are saying group by the same column here. Now, can we add the B title and T title so that we can get a good report? So I'm going to see if I can add that now. So I will come back in here and I will, let's see if we can do this, and then we clear once we are done. So I'm going to B title and this, and then once I'm done with my code, I'm going to clear my titles. So here we put all of these together. So we set our line size, we set our page size, we add the title, we add the B title, we clear the screen. I don't know if I want to clear the screen now. Actually, I think I should clear the screen. And then we put all these, and then once I'm done with this, I'm going to turn off the titles. So let's see if I can execute this. Actually, let me increase this to 100. Let's try this. Okay. There you go. Okay. So the code that we want is this. We set our line size, we set page size, top title, header, bottom title, footer, clear the screen, set my column settings to salary of whatever we want, however we want. We add our select statement. We already did count, min, max, average, sum, but now we want to group these values based on department number. So I just added the department number and I said group by the department number so that I can see the department number and each value of that. And then I said order by department number. I don't want to see 30, 10 and 20. I want to put everything in order. So to department 10, 20, 30. Once you are done with that, turn off the title, turn off the footer and header. See if you can run this really quick. And then I'm going to clear the screen here. Rerun this. And then if I have the titles, so let me clear the screen. There you go. We just generated the report. Okay. So let's see if you can run this really quick, and then we are done for the day today. Now the homework that you have, if there is anything that we have not done yet, you can simply skip that and then go to the next question. Whatever we have not finished, we are going to cover that in next week. And I would suggest you to start your homework early. You have about homework 1, which is due this Friday, which has about, I think, 60 questions, 60 SQLs. homework 2, which is not due until next Friday. If you want, you can start early. That one is going to have about 50 plus questions as well. So I suggest you start early. And if you think the homework is very hard and you're not able to finish it, we will take some time next class and then we will do that in class next week.
It's a single quotation mark, right? The highlighted one?
Yes. I don't know if you can try with the double quotation. You can try it, but I haven't tried it yet.
One. Put some lines. Did you do page size 14?
18, 14.
No, 114.
Yeah.
So lock screen, there's here. Notification center. Stop कोई message करेगा
What time you made
that's done.
your desk?
I'm good. I don't trust other people. I can control my car, but the other car, I can do my thing, but now the people you go. That's the problem. I like having control as well. The highways.
So we copy, so do we copy the code there and paste it, or we do it up to the command?
Everything. All the way up till time off. You copy it in the
These are all the
Yes,
acronyms.
now it's working. I can't do it like that. I just do this by command one line. I can't do that. You know what? You do more. Like the command, like from select department number all the way to the ending. Because when you do it, it tells you exactly where you're wrong. It's a thing.
Turn on the lights, please.
Here's where it's wrong, yeah. Yeah. Multiple, this is like line 5 as well. Yeah, this one it says like exactly where it's wrong. Like you must spell. This one. Yeah. You would do it from here. Where did you go? Chicago. So what you get? Huh? A lot of people that do this, you know, maybe maybe by face, you know. Yes, you got it.
Can I see the I don't know. It's just really weird.
To see you. No, see the spellings in the stuff. When you want to put it up. You gotta make sure the match exactly. Did you put
After department number count, you put your last one, that's fine.
तो ये किसी का लिखो like ऐसे और
Exactly, yeah.
spelling से होना चाहिए।
spelling thing?
All the
With
way
capitals
doesn't
and everything.
नहीं oh yeah
You saw that $5 bill one, bro? I don't have that.
You have cash?
I don't have cash.
Okay, just let me check.
I give it to Chase.
No, this one. I have my other card.
Chase, there comes the payment.
I will try to do that.
You got it?
same thing. I'll tell you. Don't worry. It looks perfectly fine to me. Yeah, you log in. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Right?
We're working on it. We're working on it.
Let me, I'll check it. Don't worry. Yeah. Thank you.
Marcel, how are you?